Hello, friends. My name's Michelle, and I call myself the Beauty Treasure Hunter. I am almost 56. I'm a licensed lash artist and makeup artist, and I'm on the lookout for the perfect makeup to last hours and hours for my oldest son's wedding that's coming up in February. And this may be a contender. We shall see. It's the Vanngo Red Carpet Foundation. And I did make one little modification to it and have some other things that I think will last all day. We shall see. I'm going to insert wear time footage at the very end, but if you want to see how I got this look, then hang right with me. All right, I just put on a fresh set of clusters, and today I used the Ardell Naked Clusters. These are the 437s. They are shaped a whole lot like my God Venus Wispy Lash Clusters, except these are a little smaller, and these are kind of like they're like two little bunches on one strip. So sometimes I like to cut those in half. So like a small cluster. But they're nice. They're fluffy. I just thought I would try to use up some others that I had sitting around. Okay. I tried the new e.l.f. Thirst Burst Plumptide lip treatment, and I got mine in sheer guava, and it was everything I've ever hoped for in a lip balm. It has a thickness. It's absolutely delicious. It's going to stay with me for a while. So I've been using this for a few days. And if you could say, okay, you can only have one lip balm, Michelle, what would it be? This is it. And I have tried some of the bougier ones too. This has everything that I love because so many of them have a scent. Now, why are they focusing on a scent? I have no idea in lip balms. I always want just a hint of a lovely taste. And so many of them don't have that anymore. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get why not. Okay. Anyway, this tastes great. Hey, I'm going to put on some Mixsoon Bean Sunscreen, SPF 50. My Marshalls right now is having this giant, where they do the yellow tag clearance. It's like if it has a red tag, that's great. But then if it makes it to the yellow tag round, you're going to find some amazing finds. And so this was $3. And I love trying sunscreens. So Mixsoon, I'm pretty sure, is Korean. And this has all the ingredients for a chemical sunscreen. It feels more like, though, a traditional sunscreen. It has a little bit of moisturizing quality, so it's not one of the watery ones. Those are my favorites. But this is nice. Okay, now I heard that Beauty of Chosun is reformulating their tinted sunscreen, so you might be able to find these super cheap now. I think one I found on Amazon was like $5. And I've got two shades, and I like them both because I like to do like a untinted sunscreen and then a tinted. That just makes sure that I use as much as I'm supposed to be using. So here's the lighter color, and it says LP 110. I would guess light peach 110. I don't know. This one says MY 210, and I would think this would be maybe medium yellow. I don't know. But I like that color too. Doesn't seem yellow to me though. So to treat this more like a bronzer, I'm going to use the darker one. Actually, I don't like to waste anything, so I'll throw the lighter one on too. So I've gotten a little bit more color and adequate sunscreen. I also like to put it on my lids up here. As a kid, I got burned there several times because I have so much lid space up high. It's like I'm hooded, so you don't see this part of it at all. Completely disappears. But boy, I have a section right there, and I would get fried. And I also grabbed this Cell Fusion C. It's a stick sunscreen. It says Airy stick sunscreen. It is SPF 50. This is a chemical one. Has a little protector at the top, and this feels so good under the eyes. Oh, wow. I think I got mine for it's either $2 or $3. And to me, if you can get away with using chemical sunscreen like this, it's great. Some people are way too sensitive, though, and can't do that in the eye area. Okay, I'm going to slap on, just because it's been so hot and humid in Kentucky lately, I'm going to use my Danessa Myricks cream to powder. And some people use it as a foundation. I kind of think of it more as a primer. Mine is in 3.75. Here's what it looks like in the pan. It's very glossy going on, but I don't think it is like enough coverage for me to use as a foundation. So I like to use it kind of just as a primer. There is supposed to be some oil control properties. I've had some breakouts in the nasal labial folds lately, but I have been, we're trying to get our house ready to sell. So I have been doing some spiffing up and getting hot and sweaty. So my skin doesn't like that. So I like to use this as a primer. Gonna try to do a quick eyeshadow look today with some e.l.f. liquid shadows. And gonna try to do a one and done. So let's see. This one is in the shade Gingersnap. I'm gonna use a Monge brush, angled shading brush. And that has got a lot of pigment. And I do want to get down underneath, but I'll do that in a second with a different brush. Figured using a liquid shadow, I would not need to prime my eyelids. And I always like to clean up my edges later, so I'm not worrying about perfection on the edges. I like to relax and make sure I can still see it above my hooded area. And now I'm switching to, this is a lip brush number 18, but I love lip brushes as liner brushes, so I'm gonna dip that in. And I did do a little bit of tight lining with my really skinny Hourglass eyeliner, the 1.5 millimeter. Did that on the under lash line there. Okay, now I'm gonna clean up my edges. I like that color. Now I noticed how sparkly this Lottie London highlighter is, illuminating powder highlighter in rosé champagne, except it's way too sparkly to use as a highlighter. Look at that. So I'm going to put it right in the center. Oh, but that makes a beautiful eyeshadow topper. So there is my moonlight on the ocean at night with stars in the sky. That's what I call that method. A little bit in the inner corner. Easy peasy. Okay, I'm going to use my L'Oreal Magic Root Precision Touch Up. Okay, it has a brush in it. I like to use just a skinny angled brush, and it is like a click up, but I just kind of coat my brush in it because I've got some gray growth right now. It's actually time to dye my brows again. Okay, so without. The NYX The Brow Glue Razy Lift has made it to my salvage store. I got this when it first came out though. It is so stiff. But if you have wild ones and you want them to lay down, can't go wrong with this. I'm going to go bougie today on the concealer because I've got some spots that I need covered. And this Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Blur Concealer, it really does cover blemishes very well. I have like broken capillaries right there at my nose. Does anybody else? I think that's all part of the rosacea problem. Okay, I'm going to use this Sephora. This one's the O2 concealer. It's kind of shaped, kind of like the Catrice one. I'm going to do my under eyes first. I think I got this on sale when they were 30% off, so it wasn't too bad. But it is wonderful. It's soft enough to sweep back and forth, which they tell us not to do. However, if we have creases and you don't get it down in there, it looks funny. What you don't want is the concealer settling into those creases, but you do kind of want to get it down in there and then pat it out. I think what causes some of my breakouts is I will notice in the middle of the day if I have like a trench here, and I'll try to smooth it out. And of course, I don't wash my hands before I do that. I just look up in the mirror and say, oh, golly, especially when I'm driving. And you can see a little bit goes a long way on that. My oldest son is getting married in February, and so I am on the lookout for what I think will be a really good foundation to last me from morning until, you know, my coach turns back into a pumpkin at midnight. So I'm going to give this a whirl, and I've tried this a little bit, a few times. I got the Vanngo Red Carpet Foundation. Mine is in shade 9. And am I thrilled with the shade? Not thrilled, but I can make this work. I think today, and I've never done this, I'm going to add a little bit of my Lancome Lavender, and it doesn't take much. Just to pink it up a little bit, because even though he says these are nuanced neutrals, I beg to differ. I think they pull warm. All right, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna go just a little because it's easy to overdo it with this. Like the first time I used it, I used a brush, and by the time I looked in my 10X, it was a very thick layer. Hey, I think my Charlotte Tilbury concealer is hanging on really well underneath this, so that's good. And let me check my pores in the 10X mirror. Okay, pretty good coverage. Looks like makeup though, doesn't look like skin. I think I would have to use even less than I did. And I just used a little dot, but it doesn't take much, you guys. Gonna kind of blend that into my concealer as well. Gonna go ahead and set my under eyes. Also showing up at Marshall's now is the Fenty Beauty Bright powders, Bright Fix. This one's in Rose Quartz 02. So this one's the pinky one. I shall use number 79 from my Buart set. That is like the Sephora 79. And now let's see. I think I'll use my Sky Tubes on my lower lashes. I'm really enjoying my Revlon Tinted Glimmer Moisturizer Stick in shade 170, which is, I think, the darkest one, but I like to use it as a contour slash bronzer because it's more glossy since it's a moisturizer stick. Which means it blends out like a dream. This is one of my new 47s by the new brand that I got off of, is that upside down? Yeah, that I that I got off of AliExpress, and they are fluffing up. They were kind of flat when they arrived, and I wasn't sure if they would be comparable, but they are. And I just love this shape for blending out creams and liquids. Okay, another thing that I got off of the AliExpress site was a probably counterfeit Rhode blush, and this one is in Sleepy Girl. And I will have to ask my daughter. I know she has at least one of these, the real one. Need to ask her if these are comparable at all. Another 47. This one's by View Art. I think maybe the Rhode ones are more pigmented. This one's kind of more glossy, but blends great. Since I'm on the search for everything to last for a very long time, I know that these infallible blushes are amazing. So I'm going to swipe. I have two of them. I'm going to swatch these for you. One is in number 10, Confident Pink. These are so incredibly pigmented that you have to be really careful. And the next one, I have a 05 Fearless Coral. So here's what it looks like. So I think I will go with, I usually don't do coral, but I think I shall try it today. And I love an angled fluffy for blush. This is a 93. I'm going to go in one time. And look at that. If I were doing a client, I would not blow on my brush. I know that is not hygienic. Okay, one more time. Okay, I love this LA Colors bronzer. This is in the shade Beachy. It is matte, and it has the nicest tone. It's not orange. It's just lovely. I'm going to use my number 50. I'm going to go everywhere. I used that bronzy contour stick earlier. A bit on the ears. I almost like to use bronzer as a makeup setting powder. Very nice. Huge pan. I love big pan matte bronzers. Okay, I got this Rare Beauty lip liner in the shade Lively. It is one where you turn it and it comes up. I just love this shade. It's a very nice nude. And I'm going to do something a little wild. This is from the Dollar Tree. It's La Mercerie. And I have a darker one, more of a wine color, but this is more of a punchy fuchsia. But it also kind of stains. So I'm going to go very easy. When I was in college, I was a waitress. And that summer, those summers, I always had a good tan in this hot pink color. I loved wearing this color of lipstick. So scents can take you back, but colors can too. And also at the Dollar Tree, this is by Kokie. It's a lip oil. Kokie's a good brand. So I'm going to use that for some extra gloss. Very nice. Love that giant doe foot. Love that it was $1.25 also. All right, now I'm gonna check out my pores here. I'm gonna go back to my Fenty powder, and the little puff that comes with it is kinda like suede or velour on the other side. It is so soft, so I'm gonna try it. Just doing the whole press thing to see if it will function. Kinda like my Carsland powder that I like to use to just make pores disappear. Okay, let's see how that did. Okay, not too bad. I do feel a little bit too powdered though, so I'm going to use some Anua PDRN Hyaluron Hydrating Spray. It is biphase, but look, it's got the little encapsulated oil in there. And a super fine mist. Brings back a glow, I think, without feeling oily. It doesn't feel oily at all. I'm gonna grab some NARS highlighter. My oldest daughter got this for me. This is the Eros light reflecting luminizing powder. And I guess the shade is Eros. It's like this. It's gorgeous. Okay, I'll use one from my Mlay set. This one is Tongue Multifunction. I guess they think it's shaped like a tongue. Okay. I like it because it's kind of flat. This is definitely event highlighter. All right, I'm going to use my L'Oreal Infallible and my Morphe Cloud Light powder in Dawn as my finisher. And my Real Techniques 091. Time for an up-close inspection. I think my favorite thing is the whole eyeshadow combo. The one and done with the highlighter on top. e.l.f. Gingersnap and Lottie London highlighter. But you may already have things that are similar that you can try. Let me know if that works for you too. I really do like this hot pink. Y'all might not like it, but it makes me feel young again. I love this color. And I will insert some footage and let you know how well my Infallible lasts with my fake road underneath it. And I do like the Fenty Bright powder. So if you see this coming through your discount stores, you might want to grab it. And the footage will also show whether this looks nice after several hours of wear as well. I did like it with that teeny weeny drop of my Lancome Lavender. And I'm really interested to see if my Danessa Myricks Balm helps control my T-zone oil in this Kentucky heat. And I think that's it. I do like the Cloud Light finishing powder. It gave me back a little bit of glow so I don't look so flat. Thank you for watching today. Drop me a line. Let me know where you're from. I'm having fun making new friends. We're halfway to my goal of 1,000, and I really, really appreciate your comments and thumbs up and subscribing. It helps a lot wherever you are in the world. I hope you're doing well. I'm sending positive vibes your way and love and hugs, and I hope you see me next time.